Hi, I'm Robert. Welcome back to another on the road video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Stop. Before you begin any repair, unplug the appliance from the wall outlet. It is also recommended that you check for proper voltage. The tools required to complete this job are a 1/4-inch driver, flat blade screwdriver or forceps, and you will need a wood prop such as a 2x4, 1x1 to keep the lid up and the top up. Today we're working on the Maytag Centennial MCT Maytag Commercial Technology top load washer. The customer's complaint was no spin and the lid would not lock. We've determined that the lid latch is bad. We're going to have to replace it. This is going to start with removing 3 1/4-inch screws from the rear of the unit. 2 of them hold this top assembly in place. The other one is going to come out with a cover panel for the wiring harness and pressure hose. Now, we will go down and remove our 1/4-inch screws. That's one. Now we'll do the panel, seeing as how we're already here. And then over to the other side. Now that our screws and panel are removed, we're going to set those aside because we're going to be moving the top and the lid. We don't want them to fall and get lost. So now we'll pull forward on the top, then lift up and slide back while we're lifting up. This is our new lid latch assembly. What you won't see is my fingers will be pressing here, moving the entire assembly this way, while I depress a plastic clip on the right side underside. Then we're going to have to remove the harness from its clips and unclip this portion that goes up through the lid, and then underneath the console we'll have to pull out this retainer and unplug this Molex. Now my fingers are on the top of the latch assembly, and I'm going to depress this plastic piece and move the latch over to the right, and then bring it down through, and the latch is out of position. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get in under the clip and pry it out a bit and pop the harness out of position. And we'll do the same thing on the other clip. Now that I have the harness clear, we're going to release the clips that retain the console to the top by pressing in and up. And let's do that now. There's one on each side. So press in and up. Now we'll temporarily remove our prop. Bring the top down, let it rest, and continue to pull up on the console, and then we'll roll it over to expose our lid lock harness. Now we're going to push these clips in on either side and push that down. Next, we're going to uninstall the strain relief from the board for the harness and unplug our Molex. And we'll just feed that down through. Now we'll lift up on the top and grab the harness and pull it out, and your lid latch is removed. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to gently rest the control console on the back panel and lift up on the lid and get our new latch assembly. And we're going to feed the harness Molex in first, and then you're going to feed the strain relief in, and then we're going to get our pivot connection up where it belongs, and we'll snap that in place. Now we're going to bring the entire latch harness forward along the side, and we will position it above the two clips, and we'll pull out on the clip and drop the harness in, out and in. So now that we have our wire harness dressed and clipped in, we're going to take the latch assembly and put this side in first and then slide it over as we lift this side up. So let's go ahead and do that. Now we've got the latch up and in. Now that we've got our latch in place, we're going to remove our prop and lower our top. We'll set that aside. And then we want to slide the lid forward and push it back. Roll our console forward again. Now we'll dress the harness in the control panel and install the strain relief onto the control and plug in our Molex. And now we can reinstall the control panel. Make sure that the power cord is out of the way. And we will rest the control cover or the control console on the cover. And then we will drop our little plastic tab hooks into place on either side, and then press down to lock the forward clips. Now we will remove our lid prop and reinstall the 1/4-inch screws that lock the top in place and replace that wire cover. Now, to make life easier on yourself, just note that you have 2 screws that are a machine thread, and then you have a regular MPT thread on this screw. The single MPT is for the wire cover, and the 2 machine threads go to lock the top back to the back. Now what we're going to do is reach back and feel for our screw hole, and we'll get our screw started, then bring our mini ratchet in, and we'll snug that down and move over to the right side. Same thing, you want to feel for the screw hole and get your screw started. Then bring in your mini ratchet and just snug it down. Then take our cover plate and There's going to be 2 slots that you're going to insert the tabs into, and then fold that cover over. Get your screw started, bring in your mini ratchet, and snug it down, and that completes the repair. Thank you for watching another quality video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.